Imagine this. You're standing at the entrance of a vast, twisting maze. The walls are high, the paths endless, and every turn seems to lead back to where you started. This maze isn't made of hedges or bricks. It's made of your thoughts. Overthinking is the architect, and the longer you stay in the maze, the harder it becomes to find your way out. Today, we'll follow the journey of Elena, a young woman trapped in her own maze of overthinking. But what makes her story different is this. She discovers her way out on her own. No guide, no map, just her own courage and newfound understanding. Elena wakes up every morning with a knot in her stomach. Simple decisions like choosing an outfit or replying to a text feel like monumental tasks. Her mind spirals into endless questions. What if I choose the wrong words? What if they think I'm stupid? What if I ruin everything? Each what if builds another wall in her mental maze. One night, after hours of tossing and turning, she finds herself in a strange dream. She's standing in the center of a maze, the walls looming above her. They whisper her thoughts back at her, every doubt, every fear, every critical word she's ever told herself.
You're not good enough. You'll fail again. They'll never understand you.
Elena covers her ears, but the whispers grow louder, circling her like a storm. She feels paralyzed, unable to move forward, and she wonders, how did I get here? As Elena stumbles through the maze, she notices a shadow following her. It's tall and ominous, mirroring her every move. At first, she tries to outrun it, turning down path after path. But the shadow is relentless, always a step behind. Finally, she stops and turns to face it. To her shock, the shadow isn't a monster, it's her. Her own face stares back, but distorted and filled with anger. The shadow speaks.
You think you can escape me? I am every mistake you've ever made, every flaw you try to hide. I am your fear of failure, your need for approval. I am the reason you're stuck.
Elena feels tears sting her eyes. She whispers,
Why are you doing this to me? I'm not doing this to you. You are. You created me. You gave me power every time you doubted yourself, every time you second-guessed your choices. If I created you, then can I uncreate you?
Suddenly, a memory surfaces in Elena's mind. A conversation she once had with a friend who told her, not every thought deserves your attention. She looks back at the shadow and says, you're not me, you're just noise. You're the voices I've collected from others, the fears I've held on to for too long. But you're not who I really am. The shadow falters, its edges flickering like smoke. For the first time, Elena sees a gap in the maze walls behind it. She takes a deep breath and steps toward the shadow, speaking louder now.
I don't have to listen to you. I don't have to solve every thought or answer every doubt. I can choose to let you go.
The shadow shrinks with every word, its form dissolving into nothingness. Elena feels a strange lightness in her chest, as if the weight of 1,000 worries has lifted. As the shadow disappears, Elena notices something new in her hand, a small, glowing compass. It pulses gently, pointing her toward a path she hadn't seen before. She follows it, each step feeling lighter than the last. The compass doesn't guide her with certainty. It doesn't tell her what lies ahead or guarantee success. But it gives her direction, and for the first time, that's enough. The maze begins to shift around her. The walls that once felt suffocating now seem distant, as if they no longer have power over her. She realizes something profound. The maze was never about solving every problem. It was about choosing which path to walk and trusting herself to move forward. Elena wakes up from her dream with a new sense of clarity. She knows the maze isn't gone forever. Overthinking will always try to pull her back. But now, she has the tools to find her way out. Here's what Elena learned about silencing the inner critic and breaking free from the maze of overthinking. 1. Not every thought deserves your attention. Just because a thought enters your mind doesn't mean it's true or important. Imagine each thought as a visitor. You can choose whether to let it stay or show it the door. 2. Name your inner critic. By confronting her shadow, Elena gave her inner critic a name and identity. This helped her separate it from her true self. Try naming yours. It makes it easier to talk back and take control. 3. Focus on action, not perfection. Elena realized she didn't need to solve every problem before moving forward. Progress isn't about perfect decisions. It's about taking the next step, even if it's small. 4. Ground yourself in the present. When the whispers of doubt grew louder, Elena anchored herself in what she could control. Deep breathing, journaling, or simply observing your surroundings can help bring you back to the present moment. 5. Practice self-compassion. Elena's breakthrough came when she stopped blaming herself and started showing kindness. Remember, you're human. It's okay to make mistakes and have fears. Treat yourself like a friend, not an enemy. The maze of overthinking is one we all enter at some point in our lives. It's filled with doubts, fears, and that ever-present inner critic whispering that we're not good enough. But here's what Elena's journey teaches us. You are not your thoughts, and the walls of the maze are not as solid as they seem. Overthinking feeds on our need for certainty. It convinces us that if we just analyze a little more, replay the situation one more time, or anticipate every possible outcome, we'll somehow feel safe. But the truth is, overthinking traps us in a cycle of inaction, anxiety, and self-doubt. Elena found her way out of the maze not by solving every thought, but by learning 3 essential lessons. 1. Your thoughts are not always truth. Just because a thought enters your mind doesn't mean it defines you or your reality. Learning to question and challenge your thoughts can help you take back control. 2. Progress is more powerful than perfection. The maze of overthinking thrives on the idea that every choice has to be perfect. But taking one imperfect step forward is often more liberating than waiting for the perfect answer. 3. Self-compassion is key. The inner critic often speaks the loudest when we're hardest on ourselves. But kindness, real, honest kindness toward yourself, can quiet those whispers and create space for growth. Elena's compass wasn't magic. It didn't tell her exactly where to go. Instead, it gave her clarity, direction, and the courage to trust herself. And that's the real lesson here. The way out of overthinking isn't about certainty. It's about trust. Trusting your ability to face uncertainty, to handle whatever comes, and to know that you are enough just as you are. So, the next time you find yourself trapped in the maze, remember Elena's story. Pause, take a deep breath, and ask yourself, do I really need to solve this thought right now, or can I let it go? You might be surprised how much lighter you feel when you choose to trust yourself over your inner critic. Here's your challenge for today. Take one small step towards silencing your inner critic. Whether it's journaling, practicing a moment of mindfulness, or simply saying to yourself, I am enough. Share your story in the comments. Your journey might just inspire someone else. Thank you for joining us on Elena's journey. If her story resonated with you, share this video with someone who might be struggling with overthinking. Together, we can help each other find clarity and peace of mind. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more stories and insights on overcoming life's challenges. Remember, the maze isn't the end. It's just the beginning of your journey to clarity.